Hey folks, Russ Bailey here, and it's time for another Brush Pile Fishing, the video and the podcast. And as always, we've got a super guest. You've seen him on several of our shows before. He's been sending me pictures the last 2 days of the fish he's catching because he knows I can't get down there right now, and it's upsetting me. But hey, John Harrison's going to join us, so you stay tuned. We'll be right back with Brush Pile Fishing, the podcast. All right, folks, welcome back. Again, I talked about our guest today, John Harrison, all the way down from Mississippi. John, how we doing today?
We're doing fine. Hot in Mississippi, though.
Yeah, well, I feel real bad for you after you sending me them pictures today and yesterday.
I think the reason you can't get down here is just a little too hot for you in Mississippi. You use that excuse you're working, but I think it's just a little too hot for you down here.
It is warm. It's been warm up here. It's been in the 90s up here, so I can imagine how bad it's been down there.
100.
Holy cow. Well, like I say, man, you know, it's been hot, and I've had the COVID finally, officially, I guess, got that. And then call yesterday, and you're making fun of me because I took my wife to the Air Supply concert. But your wife stuck up for me, John.
She did. She took up for you. Yeah, she said she was really proud of you. She took up for you on that. She sure did.
Well, I'm going to be putting the pressure on you now because you need to take her to see somebody like Air Supply. Hey, let's get talking some fishing here.
Okay.
So we are ending up summer. We're in August now, and of course it's hot. John, you and I, those fish are still going to be on that summer pattern for a while down in Mississippi, especially with all the heat we've had this year. Let's break things down. First of all, we've done several summer shows. I always put you on the spot when we do those, but crankbaiting, that's still a very popular pattern. Can you tell the folks at home what you're doing, what crankbaits you're using? Just go over that crankbait pattern.
These fish right now on all four of these lakes up here are in about 17 to 25 foot of water, which that's good crankbait in water. We're using bandit crankbaits on B&M PSTs, 2/8s, 2/12s, 2/16s, 2/20s. We're getting us a wide spread out there. We're running about 1.5 to 1.7. We're covering a lot of water.
You using mainly the 300 series?
We're using the 300 series, yeah. Normally, if you start at daylight, you got about an hour of fish that you can catch from 30 to 50 feet, and then you got to let those crankbaits on back there. You know, those fish they're going to the bottom of this heat. I looked at the water yesterday where I was fishing was 88, almost 89 degrees yesterday where I was fishing. The water's really hot, and those fish have to get way down to get out of this heat.
So you say you're going anywhere mile and a half an hour normally?
About 1.5 to about 1.7, and different lakes, different colored crankbaits. Orange and pink's always good here. Blue.
What were the crankbaits you're using to get a little bit deeper?
Bandit. We're using bandit crankbaits.
Okay.
And we use a few C55s. Just you can get them. I think Delta's custom baits. They paint up different color crankbaits. You contact him and get you about any color you painted that you want. Seem like they just a little bit bigger profile crankbait. Sometimes they work a little bit better. We mix them up a lot.
Well, when you're pulling them crankbaits, what kind of water are you covering? Are they big flats? Are they drop offs? What are you
normally? We want to find us a drop where it kind of tapers off, or drops, creek channels or something. We want to kind of pull on them. Something's got a little contour line to it.
Okay. And then
channels, I know, we'll get on the river channel out in deep water out there and pull them on the edge of the river channels.
Now I know that Kent Driscoll's basically taught you everything you know about pulling these crankbaits.
Yes. Yes.
At least that's what he said in his book that's coming out. You haven't read that yet, have you?
No. I want an autograph when it comes out. I want to be one of the first ones to get an autograph on it for sure.
You heard that, Kent. So you better get the signing markers ready. So John, last year we taped show. It hasn't aired yet, but it's same thing in the summer. But we did things a little bit different. We did some spider rigging in shallow water, using some fin spins and crappie magnets.
Right.
And that worked out too.
Right. And here in the summertime and in the fall, we like to do what we call power trolling a lot. And we do take a lot of our clients out. we catch a lot of numbers just power trolling with fin spins, slab curlies. Sometimes we tip them with minnows. Sometimes, we don't. It's just, most of the time we don't. We just push them fast. 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 1-4, we put a little speed on them, and we'll use a 2-ounce sinker, 3-ounce sinker, just to cover a lot of water. It's kind of like crankbait. The more water you cover, the better chance you are, catching a lot of fish. And summertime, you just have to cover a lot of water. It kind of helps you stay cool a little bit too when you're moving pretty fast.
Well, and one of the things I remember from a couple years ago doing a summer show, doing this same technique,
right,
is, not all those fish are deep. I remember we had a ditch in 6-7 foot of water.
You remember how hot it was? It was over 100, and we started at 1 o'clock. And I think Joe liked to went out on us. Bless his heart. He got
hurting that day.
We was in about 6.5 to 8 foot of water with 2-ounce sinkers, and we was fishing with pink and blue Pro Series crappie magnets, and we caught them pretty fast. We got that show done in about an hour and a half. It didn't take long. Just covering a lot of water and shallow water, and they those fish was in there, and it was really hot. I can't believe they was in there, but they was. The numbers was in there. We did a good show. Caught a lot of fish, some big fish too.
Yeah, they were. Now we're going to switch gears a little bit. Now we're getting ready to go into a fall pattern, and then of course, finally things are going to cool off. What do you do a little bit different for your clients when you fish in the fall? Is that when your vertical jigging picks back up?
Normally on these lakes around, these are flood control lakes. Normally on these lakes, they do a winter drawdown. In Grenada, I'll use that for an example. At 215 is a summer pool. Right now it's 214.75. They'll start pulling all these lakes. And when they start pulling this water, it sort of triggers a reaction of these fish. Of course, they have been biting good, but they are really about the September, about mid-September and October, that fall bite will really turn on. That water's coming down. You'll start getting a few cooler nights. Now the days might be warm, but these cooler nights will start, and these fish will start, getting a little more active as they move into these shallow waters. We normally a minnow rig. We'll take some Caps and Coleman, 1-ounce minnow rigs, and get in this shallow water and catch them. Grenada Lake Tackle puts out I believe Patrick puts out what he calls hares, little purple like gnats, and they work really, really well here on any of these lakes. I use a lot of them. They really work well. We tip them with minnows, and we really catch a lot of fish with them.
Okay. And man, I know now when you talk about drawing the lake down, they'll start it out slow, but by November or so, man, that lake's really down low.
Most of the time by November, you can't put in at Grenada. All the ramps are completely, once it gets to about 195 or 96, you can't get in. Now, you can still get in at the other 3 lakes. I think Arca Butler, the north end of the dam, you can get in. Sardis is real easy to get in. At Engineers Point, you can put in at McCurdy, on Enid at the north end of the dam. It's good wintertime fishing. And last year, when it was 18 degrees, December, January, it was phenomenal. You could not imagine how many boats was out there on the water. The boat ramps was full in December and January. The fish was biting good. The lakes are low. They've got them all drawn down toward the dam. You could catch them live scoping, minnow rigging, single, any way you want to catch them. They was getting that sunlight. If the sun was shining, even though it was, the water temps was 35, 40 degrees, those fish was right at the top of the water, just right at the surface, like 2 or 3 foot under the surface, getting that sunlight. Didn't matter how deep the water was, if it was, 6 foot or 20 foot or 25 foot, those fish was right on top, getting that warmest sunlight water.
Well, and I was talking to a buddy of mine, Mark McGowan with Garmin, and we're getting ready to do a show with him on Dale Hollow, and we're going to try to get him his personal best. And me and you had talked about that, and maybe the 3 of us getting together in the springtime, and let's try to put a 3 in his boat. What do you think?
We'll try it. We've had some good shows. We've had some good success down here in March. If you'll remember, through the years, we've caught a lot of fish and a lot of big ones here through the years. But I don't know, these fish seem to get bigger every year down here.
It's been outstanding.
It's been unbelievable. It sure has.
Well, one of the things that I told Mark is I said, hey, we'll catch fish, but even if we didn't, I said, man, when you fish with that Harrison guy, it's a good time. It's a good time.
You leading yourself up to a free fishing trip. I know what you're leading yourself up
Hey, you
to.
got to do what it takes. Now, let's talk about your guide service. You know, JH Guide Service. You're on Facebook now, and John, I know there for a while you were doing it by yourself and booked all the time, but now you've got several darn good anglers guiding with you now.
I do. I got John Mayo, Jason.
Well, we ain't
Cook,
counting him, are we?
Yeah, I got to put him in there. Clay Blair. Yeah, I have some really good guides here. We try to do our best to make sure that customer, when he leaves, happy.
Well, we just mentioned they can reach you on Facebook, JH Guide Service. What's a phone number they can call if they want to book a trip?
662-983-5999. That's
Okay.
662-983-5999. They can reach me anytime.
Well, there you go, folks. Hopefully you've got some information on the end of summer patterns, as well as some of the fall stuff coming up. And like I say, with any luck, we'll be down there because we haven't taped on Grenada in a while. So hopefully we'll be down there this spring and do another show with John. It's always a good time. One of the things when he does the show with us, you know, it's always entertaining too. And I wish I could show you some of the stuff that doesn't make the final cut, but I can't. And we'll leave it there, John.
Oh, man.
So, hey, man, I appreciate you joining. I know you'd rather be on the water this morning. You took some time, and I sure appreciate it, buddy.
Oh, I wouldn't have took nothing for it, but thank you so much, Russ. Thanks for all you do.
All right. John Harrison, folks, Grenada, Mississippi. My favorite guy down there by far. You know, John and I go back a long way, and of course, both of us retiring from law enforcement. So anytime I get to fish with him is great, but just talking to him on something like this, good time. John, thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Russ. Have a blessed day.
You too, sir. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed it. It's all, like I say, always good talking to John. Hopefully you got some good information. And before we take off, I want to thank our sponsors for the podcast. B&M Rod Company, of course. B&M been with me from day one in the old Midwest crappie days. Sure appreciate them. Cornfield Fishing Gear, Crappie Magnet, Driftmaster Rod Holders, I-Hole Jigs, Easy Drift Trolling Systems, Garmin, Hook and Bullet Sunglasses, Mossback Fish Habitat, Offshore Tackle Company, Power Pole, Slime Line Fishing Line, and War Eagle Boats. And John, before we take off, you're still in that War Eagle too, aren't you?
I sure am.
All right. Still working out well for you?
Still working out well. I got 2 of them.
All right, John, have a great day, buddy. See you soon, hopefully. Folks, I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. Stay tuned. We'll be back with another one. Get our podcast wherever you get yours, whether it's Apple or Spotify, wherever, we're on there. And make sure you check out the video podcast as well. And one more thing, folks, if you don't have the BrushPile fishing app, you need to get that for your phone. It's completely free. Super app, does all kinds of things. You can put all of your trips in there, put what you used, what you caught. It's a great log, everything right there on your fingertips on your phone. So the BrushPile Fishing Companion app, check it out. Folks, we'll be back again with another BrushPile Fishing podcast. We're out of here.